latest installment of the Assassin's Creed franchise has been said to have a resurgence of the core stealth and parkour style gameplay that the series began with. Ubisoft, who is both the developer and publisher of the game, has taken a step back from the vast 80-hour open world direction they went with Assassin's Creed Valhalla by bringing us to a more refined map in the Middle East and reviving the mechanics that made players fall in love with the Assassin's Creed titles. Now, I was gonna buy the game, but to my surprise, just before the release, Ubisoft was gracious enough to provide me with an early copy. I've gotten to spend a couple hours on the game, and you, the viewer, stated that there was an interest in seeing content on the channel for Assassin's Creed. So allow me to provide you a few general first impressions on it, and thanks again to Ubisoft for making it possible to easily share these thoughts with my audience by providing me with a code. Also want to apologize, it's taking a minute. I was gone to New York Comic-Con last week and wasn't able to get the video recorded and edited. Also, hence why my voice kind of sounds like this. I pretty much have lost it. Now, this type of video is going to be the first in my new series where I give you my thoughts on the game at first glance. Get it? Because we're taking a quick glance for the first few you know what, anyways. Before we get into it, I want to drive home this point. This is not a full-on review since I have in no way completed the game this quickly. If you come by the streams asking questions about it, my thoughts may have changed the further I get into it. Be sure to check out multiple reviews, opinions, articles, the works before you decide to buy the game for yourself. Also, even though Ubisoft hooked me up with a code for the PC version, I will be giving my absolute honest feedback on what I like about the game and what aspects I'm feeling like they could have done better. With that being said, here's everything you can expect from Assassin's Creed Mirage at first glance. Now, the story follows Basim, who appeared in Assassin's Creed Valhalla. This is set as his prequel tale in Baghdad, and we get a glimpse of his time as a part of a group of city thieves, his curiosity with the Hidden Ones, and how he longs for more than the life on the streets. In an attempt to impress the Hidden Ones, he tries to get ahead of stealing an artifact from the city palace, and that's where things escalate. You get caught, some people get killed, and you gotta flee the city, alluding to the fact that you'll one day return. It gave me vibes of a classic shonen. You even have a falling out with your partner before having to leave, join the Hidden Ones at their home. And it gave leaving the village to go train, raise my power level, and one day return as a hero to my people. But we're only a few hours in, so we've still got some time to see what happens with that. Now let's get into the gameplay. Ubisoft wasn't kidding when they said a focus will be put back on stealth. There's many situations where if you're caught, it becomes increasingly more difficult to get out of it through sheer combat. Now, I'm impressed with how smoothly I can navigate while trying to take enemies out one by one, but the animations can get a little clunky sometimes, but I'll get more into that a bit further in the video. Now, the free running. So my hope is that there will be some upgrades or improvements as I progress in the game, but the movement and parkour has a few issues. It's weird because the level design is great. There's a variety of obstacles to use for jumping, sliding under, or climbing, but there's limitations in the movement itself. So while there's all these footholds, tight ropes, and various other options to use for free running, the game still has these guardrails of very specific ways that it wants you to maneuver. And I've seen the same sentiment from other players online. All Father Media had this clip, and it's a prime example of the inconsistency of the parkour mechanics. Why do I have to be an incredibly specific distance away from a ledge to be able to jump over to the side onto it? It limits the acrobatic creativity that I personally would feel like comes with being a trained assassin. It just doesn't make sense, given that it makes it a little hard to get out of certain situations and heavily utilize the stealth and parkour. And when you go into the combat, the animations and what you can do through sheer brute force are pretty limited. So the fact that it's prioritized that I use these features that aren't exactly very polished, it can make things a little frustrating sometimes. Now I want to talk about performance. My time with the PC version has been okay. The game has given me a few optimization issues. Now I do have a 3080 NVIDIA card and I don't play on max settings, but there were a few struggles to play the game on stream. One big problem was that when it had me do the settings in the beginning, I had set the adaptive quality to 60 FPS in the gameplay, but missed that you still have to set an FPS limit on screen settings. It was really weird to see that those were in two separate places. And adaptive is just like a fallback quality, I guess, because it wasn't until I fixed the FPS limit for the video screen settings that things started to work.
Mark,
I don't know what's going on.
I can still feel it crawling on my skin.
Make more money selling water to a camel.
Hopefully I don't crash my stream, guys. For the PC version, it also might just be Uplay, dude. Until I fixed it, the game all but crashed my stream. It was partially user error, but also the Ubisoft Connect app uses a lot of resources, along with the whole FPS limit problem just not being set by default, made for a less convenient time performance-wise. And there was no default limit setting at all. It wasn't even set to unlimited, it was just set to nothing. I also ran into some glitches going back to how I said some animations get clunky. Sometimes you do an assassination from around the corner, and it would have bodies saw him skip gliding from behind the wall, and he was jumpy while taking the person down and dragging them out of sight. Then there was a time I went to assassinate a dude who I needed a key from, and my character went from crouching in for a sneak attack to pulling out his sword and attacking, just completely blowing my cover. You can literally see here the assassinate button is right there, and when I press it, he just does a regular attack after kind of glitching out a little bit. So I did have one singular bug that required me to reload the game, is where I needed to talk to a blacksmith before going to an objective, and the option just wasn't there to speak for him at all. It wasn't anything too bad, but just minor inconveniences. Some other quick pluses that I would say are that I like the investigation mission structure. Having the clues to provide you more and more information as you go through the main story or even your side quests is pretty interesting. I'm curious to see how much more it fleshes out past the first 3 to 5 hours of the game. So at first glance, is Assassin's Creed Mirage good? I'm enjoying it for what it is. Is it groundbreaking or the renaissance of the franchise that I think that Ubisoft really talked up? Not really, but it's something to play, and I don't dislike the time that I've spent with it. If you're an Assassin's Creed fan, you could probably have a good time with this game. If you're new to the franchise, it's debatable on whether or not it's a good introduction for you. But that is just my personal opinion. Remember, just take it with a grain of salt. Now, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button to help please the algorithm. Go ahead and subscribe to let me know that you want to see more at first glance videos, and throw your thoughts down in the comments below, or leave a peace sign emoji because, you know, engagement. Another really great game is probably out at the time of you watching this video, and I do plan to bring you an at first glance on that one real soon. Click the card on the screen for that now, or if it's not out yet, check out one of my previous uploads for top tier gaming content. Thanks for watching this far, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace out.